Now, this is important because this is their plan. And this is why I emphasize understanding what the elite are doing to ride out this financial storm and how they're taking advantage of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. BlackRock president warns the entitled generation that has never had to sacrifice that they will soon face shock due to major shortages. Put on your seatbelts. So this is how they think of us. They think of us, well, and I would actually agree. I do kind of think that my generation and others are very entitled. We never have had to go through a serious hard time. And I'm speaking specifically in America, millennials, Gen Xers, whatever. We've had it too good for way too long here in America. Now, with that being said, these criminally corrupt cabal bankers, Wall Street cabal central bankers, and Wall Street hedge funds are moving to take all of the power. They are moving to dislocate all of us from the little bit of wealth that we have created over the good times, over the few assets that we've been able to acquire. So they are saying that we are an entitled generation that has never had to sacrifice. That's coming from BlackRock. When we look here at Blackstone prepares a record $50 billion to snap up real estate during the coming crash. So these guys think that it's time for us to sacrifice a little bit. We've been entitled while they prepare billions to come up and snatch up the real estate, snatch up all of the assets with real value, real utility, forcing the American people to lose that standard of living that we once had. I hope that you guys are watching and preparing yourselves, because I know I have been sitting with cash on the sidelines for real estate deals. I am looking to make moves as we speak. We're negotiating on a deal right now. But this thing's going to get a whole lot worse, folks. A whole lot worse before it gets better. We have a ways to go, because when we look here, this is from Peter Schiff, the Fed's balance sheet expanded for the second week in a row. The Fed is backpedaling on QT, which is quantitative tightening. That's the monetary supply. So instead of tightening up the monetary supply, they're continuing to expand it. And soon the process will reverse after barely getting started. With the economy in recession and annual budget deficits over $2 trillion, the Fed will resume QE, quantitative easing, to suppress bond yields. So we've been talking about this. The Fed was supposed to be offloading their balance sheet of treasury bonds, mortgage-backed securities, and whatever else crap they have been holding at the Federal Reserve. They have not started to relinquish those assets at all. They've actually still been a net buyer. So they told us that they were going to be offloading their balance sheet. They've continued to actually buy. And this is why the economy still has a long ways to go before we recover out of this situation, guys. They are too scared to pull the plug, to completely let this thing collapse. Okay? Until that right time. I think at the right time, they're gonna flip us over to that new system. They're gonna let that old one finally collapse. You know, just like the Twin Towers, controlled demolition. All in due time, it will come.